Morning.
Should we just get the team news thing out of the way? Obviously, no Caicedo, he's still suspended, isn't he? So, anyone else ruled out? Anyone you're expecting back?
No, just
anyone that needs a rest?
Just Moy is suspended, and then we don't have any new injury.
No, just Lavia. We were just talking. I don't know whether we ever got to the bottom of him and when he might be back.
It's a muscle problem, and we don't know yet when he can be back.
Okay. Any more detail than that? No. It's like long term, short term? No.
We don't know.
When you've had a result, but more a performance that you did on Wednesday, how do you react? How have you seen the players react? When you watched it back, were you angry? How do you convey that? Do you shout? Do you scream? Do you leave the players to kind of consider it themselves? Do you pick people out? Explain your process, because that's, I don't know, what do you say, one of the worst performances of your season so far?
Since the end of the game, I didn't see the players because we come back from Leeds yesterday afternoon, and I will see the players in a while, and we're gonna have time just to focus on tomorrow game, because probably in less than 24 hours we have another game.
I know you always like to look forward, but when you've had a performance like that, surely you do have to look back and ask some questions.
Yeah,
of the players.
Yeah, I just said I didn't see the players yesterday, but I watched the game back for sure. We did many things bad. Probably we also paid the bill to play 1 hour with 10 players against Arsenal. We also probably paid the bill in terms of Leeds away, probably in some way can be more complicated than the previous game. And as I said, we watch the game, and there are things that for sure we need to avoid in the future.
I know you've talked a lot about rotation, and I know you are protecting certain players and certain minutes, and you had a very long season and you hope to have a very long season. But when you make 5 changes in the positions that you did, how much is that? There's almost like in the back of your mind a sense of inevitability, and then you spoke afterwards and said, when I don't play Reece James and I don't play Fofana, I kind of have to expect a drop off in performance. But how much is that rotation costing you and making as many changes as you did on Wednesday?
Most of the rotation we do is because the other one they cannot play. So we have players that they are in this moment not able to play every 3 days, and the reason why most of the rotation we have done in the past is for the reason why.
But had it been another team maybe than Leeds away, might that team have looked different, is what I'm saying to you?
No, it's just again, it's always the same thing. You know, when you pick 11 players and you win, everything is fine. When you pick 11 players and you don't win, there is always the reason why. For sure, again, I think we playing with 10 players for 1 hour and then after 3 days go to Leeds is not the best situation for us. But in the future, in case happen, we need to be better. We need to do many things better.
Just finally from me, how much, clearly some of it's about rotation, but how much is it down to kind of almost like a lack of leadership in your side? Clearly Reece James drives that performance a lot of the time, and actually Caicedo does with setting the tone. How hard is it with such a young team to develop those leaders that can take a game like Leeds by the scruff of their neck and say, guys, this is what we need from you?
It's not hard, it's enjoyable. I love young squad, I love young players, and I'm delighted with the players I have.
Soraya?
Hi. Yeah, against Leeds you put Chalobah right back, Tosin centre back. Obviously we know you're managing, you're rotating players, but it seems like when Fofana's out, maybe that Achiampong is the most similar to Fofana. So approaching that, what games do you see Achiampong fit best in his qualities, and why did you make that sort of move that game?
One of the regrets I have after the game is I didn't play with Josh. So The reason why we play with Trev, Tos and Benoit is because analyzing them, we saw that most of the time they were playing long ball for Calvert-Lewin, for Nemecha, and so we prefer, physicality, win aerial duels, but even with that, we lost most of them.
Yes, there's 3 points between 4th and 10th in the Premier League right now. It's very competitive. You've got Bournemouth next. They play very different to Leeds. They're more man-to-man. They have a higher press, so there should be more space for you. How hard is it though when you're playing against these teams where you like to hold possession? You said you like to have most of the ball, but you know that maybe balls higher up the pitch will maybe get you better results. How is that going to impact who you pick?
I think Bournemouth will be a similar game to Leeds. That's why we need to be better. They are intense. Leeds was very intense. I think I said after the game that they were better than us in all the aspects, and hopefully we can learn from that and be ready for tomorrow.
The rotation that you're doing this season, you just said, is very, very different. Because last season you was playing in the Conference League, where maybe the opponents that you had were lower level. Now you're playing in the Champions League, and your core, your structured core, the Reece James, the Caicedos, all of these players, they either have to be managed much more gently or have longer term injuries. How is the expectations too high for Chelsea at the moment when you do have that issue that maybe the other big six clubs don't have to deal with?
I don't know for the other club, for sure. I know our situation that we need, as I said many times, we have players because of the history that we need to, manage. Again, Wes, Reece, Pedro. We have 4 or 5 players. Romeo now is injured, but we have 4 or 5 players that, for their history, we need to protect, we need to manage. And I said many times that I would like to play all the game with Reece, with Pedro, with Moy, with this kind of players, even with Romeo. But it's not possible, so we try to find a different solution.
Thanks, Ryan. John?
Hi there. Were you surprised by the performance against Leeds, especially after Barcelona and Arsenal? Did you think those kind of performances, those kind of days had gone?
I was very surprised about the performance, no doubt, because I expect more in general, in all the aspects. But also, again, when we prepare the game, we analyze all the small details. We were aware about Arsenal games to play with 10 players for 1 hour. Making some rotation because we need to protect players. So we were ready. That probably in some moment we struggle, but not for the entire game.
Do you think the balance is right? I mean, you're right. You've got a really good young side, talented side, but do you need more experience? I mean, should that be reflected in recruitment, and should it be going forward? That is what you need. You actually need some more experience to help the younger player, to help the side.
Listen, we always talk about experience when we draw points. When we beat Barcelona, we beat Arsenal. When we beat Barcelona and we drew against Arsenal, no one was mentioned about experienced player. So again, I understand that when we don't win, we are always looking for the reason why. But I think the reason why we didn't win against Leeds is not because of the experience, it's because we were not good enough.
With a young side, this can happen because the side are young.
But we have experienced players. Unfortunately, they were not inside the pitch. One because he's suspended, the other one because they are injured. So it's not. It's because in that moment, the ones that they have more experience, they were out. Who is the oldest one for us in the pitch?
Yeah.
Who was? Tosin. Did he play good?
Tosin on in the week.
Yeah. So it's not about experience. It's about that 11 players plus the one that they were inside, they were not good enough. So it's not. Again, I know that we are always looking for experience, but it was a bad game for all of us.
And you've got another one coming up. How are you finding the schedule? It's demanding, isn't it? Is it tough for you? Is it mentally tough? You've got to keep changing the squad. You've got to rotate it around. How difficult is it for you?
Yeah, it's the most difficult thing for me personally this season because as I said, for many reasons we need to make changes. Now we played 2 days ago. We come back yesterday afternoon. We have just one session this morning. Most of them they cannot take part of the session because they need to recover. So we're gonna try to prepare in the best way tomorrow game.
Thanks, John. Simon?
Hi Enzo, when we asked you about Estevao on Wednesday, you sort of made the sort of comment, welcome to the Premier League, welcome to Leeds. I just sort of wondered whether this is sort of like something he's going to have to get used to now in terms of teams targeting him because he's so good, and of course perhaps that's why you've made a deliberate attempt to protect him a bit more by not playing him every single game.
My feeling was not that Leeds target him. I think my feeling after the game is that Leeds, they target all our players. It was not just Estevao. For him, my comment after the game is because he's 18, he's from Brazil, probably didn't know where we were going to play. And when, probably the English player, they know Leeds how is, Leeds, Newcastle, Liverpool, they are all stadium that they are a bit different compared to the rest in terms of environment. And it's something that will be a process for him to be better and better.
Yeah, because inevitably there's been so much positive said about Estevao, and rightly so, but this is something he's got to get used to in terms of handling it. That sort of the way he kicked out was a sign that he's young, he's going to make mistakes like that.
Yeah, that's why I said many times that also with him, it's too easy to put him also always on the pitch, pitch, play. But in some moment we need to try to manage a little bit.
And just a quick one on Buonanotte. He's not had any minutes in the last 5 games, I think. Is there any particular reason for that?
No, it's because Faco is working well. He played some games at the beginning for many reasons, because Cole was injured, because Liam was injured, so we had more space for him. But in this moment, we have all the players back. The weekend, again, the game against the Leeds, West was not even in the squad, Ty was not even in the squad, Faco was not even in the squad. There is not any reason. The reason why is just because we have already players in his position that they are back.
Okay, thank you, Simon.